Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Saturday. We got 14 matchups on this NHL slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. If you guys like betting on NHL player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with Parlay Play. Get free entries when you guys sign up. Let's go ahead and hop in there. Take advantage of this huge slate today. Yeah, we'll hop in it. 14 matchups, starting with the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Nashville Predators. Nashville opening up as home favorites at minus 280. Chicago plus 240 with the over-under at 5.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Nashville 8-0-2. The overs hit in 3 out of the last 10 matchups. See, Nashville does have 2 players questionable. Chicago just 2-8 in their last 10. They've looked pretty bad. Nashville coming off that 4-0 loss against Edmonton. Chicago 2-9 against Nashville. 0-5 on the road against Nashville. Nashville 5-0 at home against Chicago. Yeah, I think it's a great bounce back spot for Nashville here after that bad loss against Edmonton. I'm taking the Predators at home. Next matchup, we have the Detroit Red Wings versus the New York Rangers. The Rangers opening up as home favorites at minus 415. Detroit plus 315 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, the Rangers 2-0-1. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Rangers does have 1 player questionable. Detroit 3-7 in their last 10. They did lose to the Rangers 5-4 in their last meeting. Rangers 7-3 in their last 10, coming off a nice Philly win. Detroit 3-8 on the road where they've struggled. Rangers 13-7 at home, 4-1 in their last 5. Yeah, I'm liking the Rangers here. Been the better head-to-head team. Detroit, they struggle on the road. If you want to take advantage of huge plus money potential, throw a couple bucks on the Red Wings. I don't hate it. Just because at plus 315, you never know. But we're going to roll with the Rangers at home. Next matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Boston Bruins. Boston opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Pittsburgh plus 110 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, Pitt 2-1-0. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Pitt, no Jerry, and then Malkin's out for a couple games. Boston got some players questionable and out as well. Pittsburgh 4-6 in their last 10. Boston 5-5 in their last 10. Bruins on a 3-game losing streak right now. Coming off a bad loss to Ottawa. Pitt 2-11 on the road against Boston. Yeah, both teams, man, they just really haven't looked that great. Pitt 2-1 in their last 3. They've been pretty okay in the last couple games here. Kind of a matchup, honestly, I'm staying away from. I'm just not in love with it. I'm going to take a shot with the Penguins plus 1.5 on the road with the Bruins struggling right now. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Wild versus the St. Louis Blues. Both teams opening up at minus 110 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, St. Louis 3-0. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. Minnesota does have a couple players questionable. Minnesota on a 3-game winning streak. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They did lose to St. Louis 4-3 in their last meeting. St. Louis on a 7-game win streak. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They're playing great hockey. Minnesota 0-6 on the road against St. Louis. St. Louis 6-0 at home against Minnesota. I'm rolling with the Blues at home here. I mean, they're on a huge win streak. They've been the better head-to-head team. Minnesota hasn't been good on the road against St. Louis. I'm going to take the Blues at home. Next matchup, we have the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton opening up as home favorites at -120. Vegas +100 with the over-under at 6.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Edmonton 2-1-0. The over's hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Vegas does have 1 player out. Vegas 7-3 in their last 10. Edmonton also 7-3 in their last 10, coming off that Nashville win. Vegas 4-1 on the road, where they've been pretty good. Edmonton 9-1 at home, where they've been awesome this season. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like Edmonton at home here. I don't know. Just not in love with Vegas. Don't hate them for the +1.5 here, but I'm going to stick with the Oilers at home. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo opening up as home favorites at -140. Philly +120 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, Buffalo 3-0. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. Philly, couple players out and questionable. 1 player questionable for Buffalo. Philly on a 3-game losing streak. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Buffalo 4-6 in their last 10. Philly 3-17 on the road. Yeah, they've been horrible on the road here. Another matchup, not in love with it. Philly going to be without a couple players and players questionable. I'm gonna lean with I'm taking Buffalo Sabres at home. Next matchup, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Ottawa Senators. Toronto opening up as road favorites at -280. Ottawa +230 with the over-under at 6.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Toronto 6-2-2. The over stood in 5 out of the last 10 matchups. Do see Ottawa has a couple players questionable. Toronto 8-2 in their last 10. Ottawa 5-5 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Toronto 10-5 against Ottawa. Ottawa 4-12 at home, where they've struggled. Yeah, I like the Maple Leafs on the road here. 3-1 in their last 4. Taking the Maple Leafs on the road. Next matchup, we have the Washington Capitals versus the Montreal Canadiens. Washington opening up as road favorites at -270. Montreal +220 with the over-under at 6.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Washington 6-3-1. The overs hit in 7 out of the last 9 matchups. Washington does have 1 player questionable. Washington 6-4 in their last 10. Montreal 2-8 in their last 10. They're on a 4-game losing streak. Washington 8-1 on the road against Montreal. Montreal 1-5 at home, where they've struggled. Yeah, I like the Capitals on the road. Montreal on a losing streak. They've been playing kind of bad during this stretch. I'm going to roll with the Capitals on the road. Next matchup, we have the Winnipeg Jets versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay opening up as home favorites at -250. Winnipeg +210 with the over-under at 5.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Winnipeg 2-1-0. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. 1 player questionable for Winnipeg. They're 5-5 in their last 10, coming off that bad Florida loss yesterday. Tampa 5-5 in their last 10. 2-1 in their last 3. Winnipeg 2-10 in April so far. They haven't been that good in April. I'm rolling with Tampa Bay at home. This Winnipeg team, Florida blew them out yesterday off of back-to-back. I'm rolling with the Lightning at home. Next matchup, we have the San Jose Sharks versus the Dallas Stars. Dallas opening up as home favorites at -200. San Jose plus 170 with the over-under at 5.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Dallas 6-4-0. The over is hitting in 6 out of the last 10 matchups. San Jose does have one player questionable. Same with Dallas. San Jose on an 8-game losing streak right now. They did lose to Dallas 4-5 in their last matchup. Dallas 6-4 in their last 10, coming off that Minnesota loss. San Jose 0-6 on the road against Dallas on that 8-game losing streak here. Yeah, hard to trust the Sharks. They've just been very horrible on the road. Rolling with the Stars at home. Next matchup, we have the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado opening up as home favorites at minus 135. Carolina plus 115 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, Carolina 2-1-0. The over's hitting 0 of the last 3 matchups. Carolina 5-5 in their last 10. Coming off that 3-0 loss against Detroit. That was a disappointing loss. Colorado on an 8-game winning streak here. 9-1 in their last 10. Carolina 3-12 on the road against Colorado, where they have struggled. Colorado 5-0 at home. 12-3 at home against Carolina. On an 8-game winning streak here. I'm riding this Avalanche streak. They've been playing such great hockey. Carolina, they've struggled against Colorado, and especially on the road as well. I'm going to roll with the Avalanche at home. Next matchup, we have the Arizona Coyotes versus the Calgary Flames. Calgary opening up as home favorites at minus 500. Arizona plus 360 with the over-under at 6. The last 10 head-to-head, Calgary 8-2-0. The over is hitting 6 out of the last 10 matchups. Arizona on a 5-game losing streak. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Calgary 5-1 in their last 6. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Arizona on a 0-5 on the road against Calgary. Yeah, I'm rolling with Calgary at home. Arizona, they've been rough for them on a 5-game losing streak. Haven't been able to beat Calgary. Horrible road team. Gonna roll with the Flames at home. Next matchup, we have the New Jersey Devils versus the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken opening up as home favorites at minus 120. The Devils plus 100 with the over-under at 6. These teams have played once before. New Jersey winning that matchup 4-2. One player questionable for New Jersey. New Jersey 3-7 in their last 10, coming off a Colorado loss. Seattle 4-6 in their last 10 on a 2-game losing streak. Pretty ugly matchup here. Hard to trust either team. So in that sense, we'll take a shot at the Devils plus 1.5 on the road. And then the last matchup, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings opening up as home favorites at minus 190. Columbus plus 165 with the over-under at 6.5. The last 10 head-to-head, LA 6-2-2. The over's hit in 4 out of the last 9 matchups. One player questionable for Columbus. Columbus 3-7 in their last 10. They are on a 2-game winning streak. LA 4-6 in their last 10. Columbus is just 2-8 on the road against LA. 6-12 against LA. But, you know, LA 1-4 at home, 1-4 in their last 5. They've struggled this last week, 2-week period. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable laying minus 190 on the Kings. They haven't looked that good in the last 4 or 5 games. I'm going to take a shot on Columbus plus 1.5 on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.